decades.
In the United States, many wonder what's next. Is this a declaration of war or just a warning?
Fox 13's Robert Boyd spoke with a military expert on the Middle East this afternoon who teaches at Westminster College. Robert joins us now in studio.
Well, Kstu Weston worked for the U.S. State Department and spent 7 years in Iraq and Afghanistan during the height of those wars. He says these airstrikes in Syria are a major statement by the Trump administration, but what that statement is, only time will tell.
Firing 59 missiles into a Syrian airbase, killing at least 7 and injuring several others is the first step to starting a war, according to Kstu Weston, who served in Iraq and Afghanistan as a top official in the U.S. State Department. He says it should really put things into perspective for President Trump.
The day after launching 59 cruise missiles and giving the order, he wakes up realizing, you know, the world is less about Nordstrom and more about war and peace and national security.
Weston says Trump wanted to do what President Obama did not, and that's send a real warning after the Syrian president, Bashar al-Assad, used banned chemical weapons to kill his own people.
Ironically, I think if we had a President Hillary Clinton, she would have done the same thing.
Weston believes the next big decision will come from Syria.
Best case scenario is that Bashar al-Assad will no longer use chemical weapons to kill his own people.
But if Syria continues to use chemical weapons, then it's up to Trump to decide how far he wants to go.
Worst case scenario is that this is the beginning of a bunch of quicksand that we find ourselves sinking into as a nation because we escalate and Bashar al-Assad, and it becomes a regime change.
Weston lived through a regime change in Iraq. He says it can take several years and exhaust a tremendous amount of U.S. resources, including the lives of American soldiers.
If you break something, you know, the Pottery Barn rule, you own it. And I think that's one of the big lessons that Iraq taught us, that be careful what you ask for.
And then there is the X factor in all of this, Russia and their leader, Vladimir Putin, who is on the record against the airstrike.
I can't foresee that the U.S. would be in a hot war with Russia anytime soon.
Now, Kstu Weston also said that when Secretary of State Rex Tillerson goes to Russia next week, this issue will definitely be bumped to the top of the agenda. Live in studio, Robert Boyd, Fox 13 News.